Hello students, welcome to the lecture on growth and deregulation of Indian oil sector, and after this lecture we will be able to learn the following objectives. Describe ONGC in retrospect, discuss the Oil India Limited in retrospect, analyze the Indian Oil Corporation Limited, a profile, explain the Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited HPCL, a profile, describe the Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited BPCL, a profile, understand comparative refining capacity and market share of downstream companies, explain the pure refining oil companies. Let's start with the concept of growth and deregulation of Indian oil sector. The recent moves of the government to gradually deregulate the petroleum, oil and lubricants (POL) sector in India as part of the agenda of a neoliberal reform has generated discontent among the people. In the run-up to complete a deregulation, there are instances of increase in the domestic price of POL products that are proportionately more than the rise in their international prices. In the most recent instance of 13 September 2012, the diesel price was raised by INR 5 per litre at one go, even without any rise in international prices. These steps are being taken to eliminate the government subsidy on these products in a step-by-step manner. Deregulation of the POL sector is bound to eliminate the direct or indirect subsidies completely, and reduction in subsidy, according to the government, is the need of the hour in order to reduce the fiscal deficit as proportion to GDP. Background: production, consumption and import or export. The total annual sales of all POL products by the industry in India has been estimated to be approximately 1480 lakhs metric tons during economic year 2011-12. Let us now discuss the ONGC in retrospect. The ONGC group of companies comprises of Oil and Natural Gas Corporation Limited (ONGC), the parent company, ONGC Vinesh Limited (OVL), wholly owned subsidiary of ONGC, ONGC Nile Ganga BV, ONGBV, a wholly owned subsidiary of OVL, and Mangalore Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited MRPL, a subsidiary of ONG. Oil and Natural Gas Corporation Limited (ONGC) is India's most valuable company, having a market share of above 80% in India's crude oil and natural gas exploration and production. ONGC registered the highest profit among all Indian companies at INR 8,664.4 crore in the year 2003-4. The ONGC Videsh Limited (OVL) is overseas arm of ONGC, engaged in exploration and production activities. It transnationally operates E&P business in 10 countries, making ONGC the biggest Indian multinational corporation. In recent years, it has laid footholds in hydrocarbon acreage in various countries, including Ivory Coast and Australia. SWOT analysis. Strength. ONGC Limited is perceived to be the leader in oil production industry. ONGC has a very efficient and professional management team. ONGC, being an international company, has sufficient resources and capital to invest. ONGC has ISO 9001 and ISO 14001 registration. Weaknesses: ONGC facing difficulties to produce oil from aging reservoirs. Opportunities: energy utilization of buried coal resource 700 to 1700 m, estimated 63 BT, equivalent to 15,000 BCM. ONGC facing difficulties to produce oil from aging reservoirs. Threat: security of personal and property, especially crude oil, continues to be because of concern in certain area. In some exploration campaign, company involves high technology, high investment and high risk.
SWOT analysis. What does SWOT stand for? Strength, weakness, opportunities, threats. How is SWOT analysis used? For planning. Identify key factors to achieve a goal. Provide a complete picture of project. Are you interested? No? So, here you have the steps. Step 1. Identify the strengths. Strengths are the characteristics that help you achieve your goals. What are the skills, talents and abilities we have? What do we have to help achieve my goal? Knowledge or experience in this area. Step 2. Identify the weaknesses. Weaknesses are the characteristics that negatively impact our project. What skills, talents and abilities do we need? What resources do we need? Do we lack any knowledge or experience? Step 3. Identify the opportunities. Opportunities are the resources that can help achieve the goal. Who can we ask for help and support? What strengths can we turn into opportunities? What skills, talents and abilities can we develop? Step 4. Identify the threats. Threats are the risks that negatively impact your goal. What obstacles are blocking our goal? What personal events could threaten the project? Who is against the project? Here you have an example. A group of students in Mozambique wants to start a business selling bhajiyas, beans with flour. Let's see their SWOT analysis. Strengths. Enough money to buy ingredient, of late-term savings. Cooking class at school. Motivation for the new project. Weaknesses. Have never prepared bhajiyas. First experience in business. Opportunities. There is a bakery in front of school. No snack stores around the school. Threats. No information about the customers. Possibilities that new sellers appear. As you can see, it's easy, just need practice.
Mission of ONGC World Class, dedicated to excellence by leveraging competitive advantages in R&D and technology, which involves people, imbibe high standards of business ethics and organizational values, abiding commitment to health, safety and environment, to enrich quality of community life, foster a culture of trust, openness and mutual concern, to make working a stimulating and challenging experience for our people. Strive for customer delight through quality products and services. ONGC and deregulation. Even as the streak celebrates the government's move to unshackle petrol and possibly diesel prices, some analysts have called for caution till the fine print is known. A first look at government's proposal points to the state-owned oil producer, Oil and Natural Gas Corp (ONGC) and All India Oil as the primary beneficiaries of the move, and the two stocks to have taken flight. The burden of oil subsidies, the compensation given to the three state-owned oil marketing companies for losses arising out of selling petrol and diesel at government fixed prices borne by the two oil producers, is expected to be around half of the INR 80,000 crore total under recoveries this year. Reason for deregulation: to reduce the losses of oil marketing companies, which are borne by different sectors and companies. Upstream oil sector companies like ONGC, Oil India, government by issuing bonds. The residual amount is borne by OMC like HPCL, BPCL, etc. to reduce competition, since private companies do not receive financial support. Impact of deregulation: increase in prices, inflation, interest rate, public finance. Private players will re-emerge, improve valuation of OMG. The deregulation has impacted the rise in overall fuel prices, which will increase the prices of products and food due to increase in transportation costs. As we have shown above, the overall impact on WPI by 59.90 BPS, thus higher inflation, resulted in tightening of monetary policy we see on 27 July 2010. Now moving on to the next topic, we will study OIL, oiled in retrospect. The story of Oil India Limited oil traces and symbolizes the development and growth of the Indian petroleum industry. From the discovery of crude oil in the far east of India at Digboi, Assam in 1889 to its present status as a fully integrated upstream petroleum company, oil has come far, crossing many milestones. On February 18, 1959, Oil India Private Limited was incorporated to expand and develop the newly discovered oil fields of Naharkatia and Moran in the Indian Northeast. In 1961, it became a joint venture company between the Indian government and Burma Oil Company Limited, UK. In 1981, oil became a wholly owned Government of India enterprise. Today, oil is a premier Indian national oil company engaged in the business of exploration, development and production of crude oil and natural gas, transportation of crude oil and production of LPG. Oil also provides various E&P related services and holds 26% equity in Numaligarh Refinery Limited. Oil's vision. Oil India is the fastest growing energy company with the highest profitability. Oil India delights the customer with quality products and services at competitive prices. Oil India is a learning organization nurturing initiatives, innovations and aspiration with best practices. Oil India is a team committed to honesty, integrity, transparency and mutual trust, creating employee pride. Performance of Oil India Limited. Oil physical performance. During FY13, crude oil production was 3.70 MMT as compared to 3.884 MMT during FY12, which is lower by 4.71%. Crude oil sales were 3.663 MMT as compared to FY12 sales of 3.853 MMT. The natural gas production was 2,693 MMSCM as compared to 2,633 MMSCM during FY12. The sale of natural gas was 2,080 MMSCM as compared to 2,093 MMSCM during FY12. LPG production was 46,010 MT as compared to 52,002 MT during FY12. During Q4 FY13, crude oil production was 0.872 MMT as compared to 0.967 MMT during Q4 FY12. Crude oil sales were 0.880 MMT as compared to sales of 0.970 MMT in Q4 FY12. Let's now talk about Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Indian Oil Corporation Limited is the country's flagship national oil company with business interests straddling the entire hydrocarbon value chain, exploration and production of crude oil and gas refining, pipeline transportation and marketing of petroleum products, natural gas and petrochemicals. Ranked at 88th position in the year 2013, it is the highest ranked Indian corporate in the prestigious Fortune Global's 500 listing. Indian Oil and its subsidiaries own and operate 10 of India's 22 refineries, and its cross-country network of over 11,000 kilometers of crude oil, product and gas pipelines is the largest in the country, meeting the vital energy needs of consumers in an efficient and environment-friendly manner. The corporation caters to the rural market through its indigenous Kisan Seva Kendra retail outlets. Indian Oil serves every nook and corner of the country, every hour of the day, with countrywide supply network backed by bulk storage terminals and depot, aviation, fuel station and LPGs as bottling plants. Almost every second household in India profile is fueled through Indian LPG gas through its vast network of retail distributors. A large network of consumer pumps is also in operation for the convenience of bulk consumers, ensuring products and inventory at their doorstep. Indian Oil audit subsidiaries enjoy a dominant share of national refining capacity, pipeline capacity in the downstream sector and petroleum products market. Indian Oil's strong workforce of over 34,000 employees has been instrumental in meeting India's energy demands for more than 5 decades now. At Indian Oil, operations are strategically structured along the verticals: refineries, pipelines, marketing, R&D center. Objectives and obligation. Objectives: to serve the national interest in oil and related sectors in accordance and consistent with government policies, to ensure maintenance of continuous and smooth supplies of petroleum products by way of crude oil refining, transportation and marketing activities, and to provide appropriate assistance to consumers to conserve and use petroleum products efficiently. Obligation: toward customer and dealers to provide prompt, courteous and efficient service and quality products at competitive prices, towards suppliers to ensure prompt dealings with integrity, impartiality and courtesy and help promote ancillary industries, towards employees to develop their capabilities and facilitate their advancement through appropriate training and career planning, to have fair dealing with recognized representatives of employees in pursuance of healthy industrial relations practices and sound personal policies. Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited HPCL, a profile HPCL, is a Government of India enterprise with a Navratna status and a Fortune 500 and Forbes 2000 company with an annual turnover of INR 1,90,048 crores and sales or income from operation of INR 2,15,675 crores during FY 2012-13, having about 20% marketing share in India's among PSUs and a strong market infrastructure. HPCL's crude throughput and market sales including exports are 15.78 million metric tons MMT and 30.32 MMT respectively in the same period. HPCL operates two major refineries producing a wide variety of petroleum fuels and specialties, one in Mumbai, West Coast of 6.5 million metric tons per annum MMTPA capacity and the other in Visakhapatnam, East Coast with a capacity of 8.3 MMTPA. HPCL holds an equity stake of 16.95% in Mangalore Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited, a state-of-the-art refinery at Mangalore with a capacity of 15 MMTPA. In addition, HPCL has constructed a 9 MMTPA refinery at Bathinda in Punjab with Mithil Energy Investment Private Limited. HPCL profile. HPCL, a Government of India undertaking and a Fortune 500 company, is one of the major integrated oil refining and marketing companies in India. It is a mega public sector undertaking PSU with Navratna status. The HPCL continually invests in innovative technologies to enhance the effectiveness of employees and bring qualitative changes in service. Business process re-engineering exercise, creation of strategic business units, ERP implementation, organizational transformation, balanced scorecard, competency mapping, benchmarking of refineries and terminals for product specification, ISO certification of refineries and supply chain management are some of the initiatives that broke new grounds. The HPCL has successfully integrated information technology in its activities at different levels. The Enterprise Resource Planning ERP system is now operational on JD Edwards and Oracle product across the corporation. Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited BPCL, a profile. Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited BPCL is an energy company. BPCL operates in two segments: downstream petroleum, which is engaged in refining and marketing of petroleum products, and exploration and production of hydrocarbons (E&P). The company's refinery units include Mumbai Refinery, Kochi Refinery, Numaligarh Refinery and Bina Refinery. Financial profile of BPCL. Revenues declined but profitability improves. In 2009-10, BPCL's revenues declined to INR 1,221 billion in 2009-10 from INR 1,359 billion in 2008-9 as international petroleum product prices contracted. Industry profile. Petroleum product demand increased at a CAGR of 4.3% from 111.6 million tons in 2004-5 to 138 million tons in 2009-10, whereas total domestic refinery capacity grew at a CAGR of 7.1% to touch a 170 MTPA in 2009-10. This increased capacity has led to increased exports of refined products. Global capacity utilization rates of refineries have fallen from 88% in 2005 to 83% in 2009, thereby putting pressure on international product prices and hence capping GRMs. Indian GRMs were slightly better than the global GRMs due to strong demand and proportions of more complex refineries. Comparative refining capacity and market share of downstream companies. India's publicly owned OMCs are the dominant players in the country's downstream petroleum sector. In fact, they are among India's top 20 largest corporations by sales, and each is a member of the Fortune 500 list of the world's 500 largest companies. India's largest OMC, India Oil Corporation Limited (IOCL), is the country's largest corporate entity by sales. The great majority of Indian consumers and industry, especially the fertilizer and growing petrochemical industries, access petroleum products through these OMCs. OMC's relations with the Government of India, as well as being the dominant entities in India's downstream sector. OMCs are the key link between the petroleum industry and current government downstream policy, especially pricing policy. By supplying petroleum products at a set price, OMCs are the tools of the Government of India's liquid fuels access policy. As a result, OMCs have borne the full burden of the Government of India's control of product prices. Importantly, by absorbing the losses inherent within the current system of market regulation, OMCs define the remaining market space within which other downstream actors, such as private sectors, refiners, may operate and invest. This chapter seeks to outline the nature of this space. OMCs are majority owned by the Government of India and formally come under the jurisdiction of MNPG. From day to day, they are run in a corporatized and independent fashion according to nominally world best practice, commercial procedures, and corporate governance standards. The Government of India, however, has considerable control over OMC's long-term strategy and investment programs. At the beginning of every financial year, OMCs sign a memorandum of understanding with MNPG, which outlines agreed upon productions and sales targets, investment expenditure plans, and specific delegation of duties. OMCs are also required to submit investment plans to the Planning Commission for approval for each of India's annual plans as well as its 5-year plans. The Planning Commission retains some influence over the decisions made by OMC's executive boards, however not to the same degree as MPNG. Through this process of consultation and approval, the Government of India is able to effectively control the nature and direction of OMCs, commercial activities and investment expenditure over time. An effective contrast exists between the Government of India and OMCs. The Government of India explicitly guarantees the solvency and commercial integrity of OMCs under all market conditions. OMCs in return supply markets at government, determined, priced and actively look to invest to ensure refining, retailing and infrastructure capacity meets a rapidly growing Indian product demand. Pure refining oil companies. There are a total of 18 refineries in the country, comprising 17 in the public sector, 1 in the private sector. Guwahati Refinery, IOCL, Assam. Guwahati Refinery, the first in public sector, was set up in collaboration with Romania at a cost of Rs 17.29 crores and commissioned on 1st January 1962 with a design capacity of 0.75 mmtpa. The present capacity of this refinery is 1.00 mmtpa. Hydro-treated unit for improving the quality of diesel has been installed and was commissioned in 2002. The refinery has also installed in 2003 INTMAX unit, a novel technology developed by its R&D Center for upgrading heavy ends LPG, motor spirit and diesel oil. Barauni Refinery, IOCL, Bihar. Barauni Refinery in eastern India was built in collaboration with the Soviet Union at a cost of Rs 49.4 crores and went on stream in July 1964. By November 1967, the initial capacity of 2 mmtpa was expanded to 3 mmtpa by 1969. The present capacity of these refineries is 6 mmtpa. A catalytic reformer unit, CRU, was also added to the refinery in 1997 for production of unleaded motor spirit. Projects are also planned for meeting future fuel quality requirements. Panipat Refinery, IOCL, Haryana. The refinery was set up in 1998 at Baholi village in district Panipat, Haryana at a cost of Rs 3,868 crores. The refining capacity of this refinery is 6.00 mmtpa. The expansion of refining capacity from 6 mmtpa to 12 mmtpa is under implementation and is expected to complete by end 2005. Mumbai Refinery, HPCL, Maharashtra. The refinery in Mumbai came into stream in 1954 under the ownership of ESSO. In March 1974, Government of India acquired it. Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited was formed on 15 July 1974 after the merger of these companies. The capacity of the Mumbai refinery of HPCL was 3.5 mmtpa, which was increased to 5.5 mmtpa during 1986 after implementation of expansion program. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. The total annual sales of all POL products by the industry in India has been estimated to be approximately 1480 lakh metric ton during economic year 2011-12. The deregulation has impacted the rise in overall fuel prices, which will increase the prices of products and food due to increase in transportation cost. ONGC and oil were given the responsibility for making good losses from 2 out of the 4 petro products as they stood to make windfall gains from any rise in international crude prices. MRPL has high standards in refining and environment protection matched by its commitment to society. MRPL has also developed a green belt around the entire refinery with plant species specially selected to blend with the local flora. Bongaigaon Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited (BRPL) was incorporated in 1974 by the government.